All right.
Recording number 1 of the what is it called again?
We're gonna call it's to be determined, but I think we're gonna call it unprofessional.
All right.
Even though that makes you feel scared.
And what's this podcast about?
This podcast also to be determined. No, it's I mean, we're both medical students right now, and it'll pretty much be about our time in the hospital, and just other various things, like mostly about stories though.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll figure it out as we go along.
I think that's
We should come up with aliases. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if we don't want to use our names, we should have aliases. Who do you want to be?
Man, that's a good question. You thought of yours? You're already thinking
Yeah,
about it.
on the top of my head.
Jesus
For some
Christ.
reason,
It's not on the top of your head. You've been thinking about
No, I swear I haven't. For some reason, the thing that keeps coming up is Dwayne the Jock Ronson. But I don't want to go with that one. Something
That's
simple.
so fucking dumb.
I always wanted to be like, I don't even know. What's a cool name? Like Blake? Can I go?
It's just like another name?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool name.
I'll just do like a pet name. I'm Fluffy.
And then there's the third guest or third host who's always in the corner, doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
what's his
it's
name again? What should we name him?
It's Gabriel.
Why not?
I'm Gabriel.
All right, so Blake, Gabriel, and
I'm gonna be I don't know.
Go with Troyzan.
That's horrible. I'm gonna go.
There's a guy named Troyzan. You look like him.
Oh, have you ever heard the podcast? It's the two guys from the Bronx, Jesus and Mero. They have like aliases, but it like goes on for the first 10 minutes of every podcast. They're like, AKA shitty soup, AKA like no more ramen noodles. Like
I feel like that's what we're gonna be because I'm not gonna remember what I named myself.
Right. But yeah, welcome.
How about we'll just call you temporary? You'll take this one to figure out what your name is until the next one.
We might have a different alias each time.
Yeah. Blake for now, and if I think of something cooler, that's what it'll
that's
be.
Pretty bad. Although I don't even have a name, so I can't even talk.
So I guess let's start. What rotation are you in right now?
I'm in emergency medicine. That's the one I've been wanting to go into. It's been wild, man. It's been wild. I mean, we're like post-COVID, the first wave anyway. So, and like just last night, there was doctors on like Amazon looking up like the high quality masks to get before they sell out again before like the second wave of COVID comes in. So they're like getting those like fucking like World War I type gas mask looking like things.
The doctors do that? Isn't that the fucking hospital's job?
You would think so. You really would. But yeah, they're like getting it before they sell out.
Bro, I was walking through 6th floor ICU, and you know how you look in the mirror and you're like, man, I'm the fucking epitome of health.
Yeah.
Those people were the epitome of the opposite of whatever the hell that is. One guy literally looked like he was like glued to his bed. He was just a blob. It was kind of gross. I shouldn't be saying that, but fuck it, whatever. I'm Blake, guys. You're not gonna find me. You don't know which hospital I go to. Damn, that's crazy though. They're like, I feel like they should have masks. They're so fucking cheap with their shit.
Who should have masks? Oh, like the doctor should have
The
super
hospital
masks?
should just buy it. Cause like,
we do have like the N95s and all that, but yeah, it's not cool.
When I was an OB, like for surgeries, we could go and get N95s, but then like otherwise you couldn't really go and get anything. And so, I think I was in like 2 surgeries in OB, and so I just went to the back room. The first time I was too scared to like get anything, but then like next time I went in, I got 2 N95s and I stole a bunch of like the surgical masks. Those are the ones you wear all the time.
You just jacked them?
Yeah, of course. Like I think I got like 10 or something. The box is almost empty though.
Damn, Blake, you're an asshole.
The hospital should be providing this for me. I'm fucking paying them how many thousands of dollars and they can't give me masks.
It's fucked up.
Like what, 10 cents a mask and they're making me pay? Fucking what's her face, man. She needs to give us more masks. The first day orientation, they like gave us goggles and 1 single N95. And we're like, okay. So like
They were like teaching us how to put it on and stuff, and like,
Did they?
here's your N95, keep it around at all times. Like,
Oh, is this at the
like
other
it's your
hospital or
lifeline?
something?
Yeah, this was at the other hospital.
Okay, it's definitely not this one because they didn't teach us anything. But when I was there, orientation was like the dumbest thing ever because like they gave us one mask and I was like, okay, so like this is just for like today, and then they're gonna give us more because at the hospital,
This is to keep you alive. Here you go.
Yeah, but ever since then, I have never gotten another mask. And then like even the other day, this guy came in. I think he worked for the hospital, and he's like, "You guys should be wearing N95s." We're like, "Well, we only got the one, and it's disgusting." And then like you ask the nurses, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have extra masks for students." Like, what the fuck? Like, you guys want us to work here, but you don't give us anything.
They got us pretty good in the ER, though, honestly. I mean, they definitely have just, like, open boxes of N95 sitting around.
Yeah, but the ER is fucking disgusting. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
you should see some of these people. It's pretty bad. I mean, some of them are healthy, some of them are, like, drug addicts, but some of them are just, like you were saying earlier, the picture of just...
opposite of health.
Yeah.
I can't even think of a word
just
for
disturbing.
that. When I went to the ER like 2 times, it was like for consults, like OB consults. So this fucking woman was in there. She had like everything wrong with her. It was like God was trying to make her not reproduce. She was pregnant. I don't know let me explain why, okay? She was pregnant and like she came in because she kept having like complications, right? And then so her like fluid in her stomach was too low. It was like 3, which is not good. It should be like 8. And I don't know why she did because if it's less than 5, you're supposed to send them to like labor and delivery and get them to do a C-section, but like she wasn't sent there because I think she was 2 preterm. I don't remember how many weeks she were, but like she was. But when she was born, she had tetralogy Fallot and coarctation of the aorta. And she was like 32 now, so then she had that repaired at like 2 months, and then 2 years and 4 years or something. And then like now for this pregnancy, she was being followed by a cardiologist like every week because she like so high risk. And then like her heart's doing fine now, but like her baby's like not growing. It was like I don't know what the hell was wrong with it, but like it was just like intrauterine growth restriction was what it was.
That's
like literally, yeah, it's sad, but she was doing fine. Like when she left, she was like stable, but I was like, damn, like this girl, like
she's doing the most to try to reproduce. So, I mean, damn.
But nature doesn't want it. It was like weird to me. I was like, is this the way it's supposed to be? Like, you know, she wasn't supposed to survive that,
right?
Because she had so much going on, and like now it's like hard for her to reproduce. So what does that mean?
She's going full Padme. You don't even get that. You don't even see Star Wars.
Star Wars. I thought it was Star Wars because I heard that name before, but that's all I knew. And the other time I went to the thing, it was so gross. Why does everyone have their own scissors in the ER?
Yeah, that is a thing. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone has a foldable pair of scissors.
Yeah, do you have your own?
No. I'm like, should I get scissors? I have to like ask people to pull out of their like scissor holster that they have on their waist.
So I went and like this guy pulled out his scissors and just a random guy I went to. And I was like, do you have scissors? He's like, okay, just bring them back. I was like, what?
They're so protective over their scissors. It's so fucking funny.
I was like, what do you use them for? Like, everyone has them.
Like, you think I'm just going to steal these foldable scissors? Like, I'm not going to be able to sneak this.
Actually, in like elementary school, back when I was a bitch, still am, but back when I was more of a bitch.
Blake the bitch over here.
I had these like little foldable scissors, and like I brought them to class. And this girl, what was her name? Kelly or something. I let this guy use it, and then he let her use it because we're like cutting something in class, and like there wasn't enough scissors from like teacher or whatever. And she like wouldn't give it back to me, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, give me back my scissors, and she's like, these are mine. I was like, no, these are my foldable scissors. She's like, no, these are mine.
Wow,
so, like,
that was bold of her.
It was like she was doing the most, and I told my teacher on her. And the teacher was like, didn't help. I don't remember how
old were you guys?
Maybe like 9 or something.
the 9-year-old power move on your scissors. That's amazing.
I don't know.
I respect that, honestly.
She was fat though, so I don't know. Like at least, hopefully she got bullied.
Do you think
for that.
the amount of power moves that you have in you is equal to how fat you are? I feel like they're able to just have more oomph to their statements.
I don't know, man. I feel like fat people sometimes their life like kind of sucks. So
I'm not saying the quality of their life is better. I'm just saying they have more oomph to their what they say. There's this fat lady who's our receptionist or whatever. No one sounds more confident than her. Her life looks like it's in shambles. No one sounds more confident than her.
Why is she in shambles?
I mean, it just looks like it. First of all, just looking at her, I mean, I don't know, this is kind of mean, but she's just a very obese lady who's a receptionist in an ER, you know?
She's living her life.
And then every time I hear her talking, she's talking about all the dudes she lets, like, just hit it.
What?
Yeah, and she's like
How
a
old is she?
35-year-old woman, I would guess.
Okay.
I mean, you know, do you? But
yeah,
I'm still gonna like judge you a little, you know.
Where does she find them?
The guys?
Yeah.
Everywhere. What are you talking about?
Guys like reeling like obese chicks?
No, guys like railing. That's just
but...
period, and then you can just add whatever synonyms you want on top of it.
I'm gonna be kind of racist. Well, no one knows who I am, so I can be racist.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Blake's like a white guy's name, right? So
I'm white. What's her ethnicity?
She's white.
Oh, okay. I thought she'd be African American.
Oh yeah. Well, you are a little bit racist.
No,
in your heart, yeah. You for sure.
I have stereotypes.
It's okay. No, you do it really well. Like you hold it back a lot, and I'm like proud of you for that.
Don't.
But it is in your heart.
Portray me like this.
It is in your heart.
So here's the thing. All right. Let's just clear this up. Let's just clear this up, okay?
Pretty much. Okay.
I don't want you to.
All right.
Call me a racist on this podcast that no one's gonna listen to.
Okay.
I have stereotypes, and you know, obviously, you tell me there's a fat receptionist at the hospital we work at. I'm gonna assume she's black because that's what all the freaking receptionists are. And you know, you're saying that like she lets everyone hit it. Like, come on. What am I supposed to think?
Wait, I'm still not making the connection here, bud.
I made the connection, you know. I don't want to get into stereotypes that may or may not be true, but...
At what point is a stereotype racist?
But the thing is, with racism, I don't have anything against any race, all right? I have... I had black friends before, not right now. I don't know any right now. And then, you know, of course, what was his name? Gabriel is Hispanic.
Yeah, he's in the corner there.
And then...
I don't know why he's sitting on the floor, but...
Of course, a name. What's her name? Something with an A?
Yeah, something like
Ainsley.
That. Yeah.
She's, you know, brown. And me, you know, being a person of color. Like, how can I be racist, you know?
I think that doesn't discount you from being racist, my guy.
Like, all my friends are Arabs. A lot of them are.
Dude, here's the thing. I don't know why it's not a valid argument for not being racist, but having black friends doesn't defend you at all. I don't know why. It should.
It doesn't.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. But, so, I think when a white guy says it, I don't believe it.
I think when anyone says it, I don't. Even if a black person says, well, I have black friends, now I believe them even less. Like... They had credibility before just by standing there, and now they don't.
Wait, you're talking like racist black people that are racist?
Any racist person, if they say, oh, I have this friend, boom, you're more racist now. And I don't even know if you are or not, but in my head you are, you know?
So, I don't know if I get that, but if white people say it, then for sure, I'm like, okay, this guy's racist because he has to quantify that. Or he did something racist that he has to say it. But, you know, if I say it, of course I gotta believe it, you know, I'm not racist, but there's stereotypes, you know, if I see a fucking...
Stereotypes are good.
Yeah, like, Hispanic person, look at, you know, Gabriel's friend that, like, works at the hospital with us, like, you know, he's Hispanic, and Hispanics are known for being landscapers. And he's like, my dad made me work in the garden, and he was like turning me into a landscaper until I was age 10. Yeah, like, come on. And then like freaking Gabriel too here, like, was landscaping his entire life.
Was he really?
I think that's what he said. Like, it's
Yes.
a thing.
That was good. That was good.
All right, Gabriel. Yeah, thanks for pitching. Talk a little bit more, Gabriel. What was I gonna ask you? Oh yeah, what's the female situation in the ER?
Oh man, I'm glad you brought this up.
I was like, if I don't, you're gonna do it.
Honestly, when we were getting to this podcast, I was like, I think as long as we ask each other the right question every once in a while, like we'll have infinite things to talk about. I think you hit the nail on the head there.
I think anything with a girl you would have.
All right, so I mean, first things first, the residents. Okay, so medical students are under the residents in general. We interact with them probably the most, and most doctors coming in these days are girls, even in the ER. So,
I did not expect that.
Huh?
I would not have expected that.
Right. It's a vast majority. And anyway, yeah, a couple of them like me for sure. It's like very, very obvious. To the point where, and here, I'm just going to bring this up. This is my favorite thing of the last few weeks. So we go into this meeting, right? And there's probably, this is the all the ER and then like a bunch of the internal medicine students, residents, and attendings, okay? And we're all in this big room. I'm going to guess 50, 60 people, okay? There are 2 black girls in this whole room. Guess where they sit?
On your lap.
Very close, right next to me. I'm flanked by the 2 black girls in the entire room. How does this happen? First of all, before we even answer that, what is the probability, if all things were random, that would happen?
Let me calculate it for all the math nerds out there. How many people in this room total?
Let's say 50. We'll go low for
50?
it. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a lot of people. Okay, so if there's, you take 1 seat.
Mm-hmm. We'll say 51 for me or whatever. Or whatever's easiest for you to calculate.
I can't do it in my head, but I'll just tell you. So, you have 1 seat.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's 1 seat here
Mm-hmm.
and 1 seat here.
Mm-hmm.
So if one of the black girls sits here, it's a 1 in 50 shot. The other one sitting there is a 1 in 49 shot. So it's like basically 50 times 50. So 1 in 2,500. At random, it's 1 in 2,500.
Jesus.
So it's pretty unlikely.
It's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
So I guess something's happening.
But then, it's tough because you're put in the impossible position of like, who do you talk to?
Yeah. Well, we're all facing this way, and one's behind me, one's in front of me. So I'm like, I have this weird situation where I have to turn to talk to her, or just talk to this person who's facing the other way.
Yeah. So wait, they weren't beside you; they were like in front, behind.
Well, we were all sitting at a table side by side, and then we turned toward the lecturer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So which one did you end up talking to?
I mean, they're both residents, so I talk to them all the time when we're actually like in practice or whatever. But
okay. So you've talked to him before?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just a stronger case.
Right. And then yeah, but it's very fun. It's very obvious. And here's the thing. I don't know if it's me or like I don't know, do I give off some kind of scent?
Yeah.
Or is it I'm doing something like maybe I'm making eye contact with them more unconsciously, and then that makes them go, ooh, he's interested, or ooh, I like him for some reason. But either way, I feel like I must be doing something. I don't know if you can just give off a black girl scent.
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
that's
what I was gonna say. I'm like, obviously you prefer black girls.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that both the black girls sit near you, what does that mean? How do they know that you like black girls? There must be a sign.
That's the thing. Maybe they don't know. They probably don't know if I do like black girls. But I must be giving off some other thing that makes them feel like special or whatever, right?
Were you checking them out or what?
I mean, not purposefully, and not that I know of. Yeah. I mean, I might have been doing it though.
Yeah. Did you tell Joe?
But I've like directly sat next to like one of the white girl residents when we were all eating lunch, and it was like, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not like I haven't done that to other people too, and that was like more obvious.
Yeah.
And that has she didn't sit next to me. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Interesting, man. Maybe you just flirt more with them, and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm like more comfortable around them, and then it just like it comes off better. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it also depends, because like, if you tell more jokes, I feel like they're like, okay, let's go sit by this guy, we can chat or whatever. You know, so do you tell more jokes with like the black residents and like that one white girl?
Maybe. We don't have a ton of like talking. It's more of like just working.
Yeah.
And then like some minor, you know, like things in between, but very, very little, you know. But the one girl, so one of them I've interacted with a lot, and so it makes more sense. The other one though, very little. But it was almost like the first time she ever saw me, it was like she was like trying to interact with me. And it's not like she's like a flirtatious girl. She talks to nobody. So, and then if I ever ask her a question, it's so funny. She'll just talk to me for like 10 minutes about this question, and just keep adding things to it. It's like, okay, all right.
So next thing is,
and then while that's happening, like all the other residents, all the other girls are like watching that happen and being like, why is this girl who's kind of keep talking to this guy?
Yeah.
What's special about this guy? And then they
that's what I would have said is like, if that first girl you interact with a lot, then the other girl sees it. Maybe that's why.
That might be, It might just be a snowball effect.
Residents talk, man.
A black snowball effect.
So in OB, they used to always talk about which students are like shitty, or like they used to talk shit about the students all the time. So maybe that's it. Maybe they talk about the students like, oh yeah, that guy, you know, what was your name again? Oh yeah, temporary, yeah. That temporary guy, you know, he's smart, he's funny, you know, I enjoy talking to him, blah blah blah.
They definitely do. I mean, I don't know how much, but I know it, like, cause I even hear residents talk shit about medical students who I work with to me. You know what I mean? So they're talking about like my colleague. Like, yeah, I heard she didn't want to change some guy, so she said I'm uncomfortable with that, and then she didn't do it.
You guys ever changed like fucking?
Yeah,
guys?
bro, like smelly homeless people. Like, I know I'm like I have a sensitive gag reflex, but bro, I was like, you know, almost throwing up in my mouth a little bit with one of these people.
What's her face is not gonna like it. It really takes you out of the moment, you know? You're like, I love being a doctor, and this happens, and you're like, where the fuck is a nurse?
Yeah. Wow, it's more of a medical student thing. I mean, the attendings barely even like go to the patients, let alone change them. So
attendings,
they don't do shit.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure not. The fucking like attending that I was with wouldn't even like take the guy's blood pressure. He's like, get the nurse to do it. You're the fucking
bro, they are just.
I told him to get the blood pressure. He literally leaves and he's like, tell the nurse to get the blood pressure. I was like, she asked you to do it. And I told the nurse, she's like, what? You wouldn't do it?
It's ridiculous. Oh, by the way, an attending that's just a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Is there any difference between a doctor and attending? They're just attending doctors. Every doctor is an attending, right?
Yeah.
Well, residents are technically doctors and they're not attendings.
But like, I think, I don't know, because like if you go to a clinic or something, they're just doctors. They're not like attending.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any residents working with them. Like if you go to a clinic, like right here or something. Here's an unpopular opinion. You know how like scrubs are like so fetishized in porn?
Are they? I guess a little.
Like nurses and stuff.
Okay, sure.
Like
I felt like, I mean, have you seen, not like seeked out and seen on like the front page or whatever, lots of like girls getting fucked with like scrubs?
No.
Okay, I haven't either. So what do you mean?
But I feel like, you know, the nurse fantasy or whatever is like very popular.
Sure, but why isn't it more important then?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, here's the unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I don't think nurses are like hot at all.
Explain.
Like, of course, there'll be like that one hot nurse. But like, from what I saw in OB and peds now, literally, you know, 1% of the nurses that I've seen are like attractive.
Really?
And I don't know why that is. Like back in uni, we had like a nursing school, and like they were all like hot, just because they were like young students. But like here, I don't know what, like they're all like either overweight or just like mean or like whatever. But like I haven't seen any hot nurse. Kind of like ruined the whole like nurse fantasy for me.
I mean, do you think it might just be OB?
But it was OB and peds, so like right now it's
okay.
Like I mean
both of those involve like kids. Maybe there's a link. No, I have some input on that though. I mean, even just in the ER where I'm at, there's definitely some pretty nurses. So, I mean, just off the top of my head, and it's hard. Like Theo Vaughn says, you know, everyone with the mask on is a Desert Nine. You know, every girl with a mask looks real pretty.
Yeah.
Until they take it off, right? And then few of them hold up that charm after.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are some definitely pretty nurses at the hospital or at the ER.
But then
so.
the thing is, the scrubs. That's the main thing. I'm like, why do people like scrubs? Like, it hides everything.
Well, the prettier nurses in general have the tighter like fig scrubs or like the tighter whatever scrubs in general, like the jogger type look.
Yeah.
So some of them got like a fucking ass on them, like it's insane.
Do the nurses even wear figs? I haven't seen anyone wear.
I don't know if it's probably not figs, but like whatever, they're like
the jogger ones. Even
yeah, they specifically got those scrubs to like be tight to their body. You know.
I feel like you wouldn't want that in the ER. You just have like these old fucking homeless people like grabbing you and shit.
Yeah, but it's like for the coworkers and stuff.
I guess, but you interact with the patients like a lot if you're a nurse. I don't know. I guess. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, not that much when you're in the ER. I mean, it's pretty much like, all right, well, I'm gonna set up this monitor, then come back. I'm gonna interview him for a second, come back. Then I'm gonna give him this Ativan so he goes to sleep, and then come back.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. I don't know why it just kind of ruined it for me. Maybe like I've had the bad luck. With,
I think you've had bad experiences.
But I've probably interacted with like.
But also, just in general, once you start getting involved in something that was a fantasy before, it's never going to be what you thought it was going to be.
It was never my fantasy.
Okay, but point being, you somehow had it in your head on a pedestal at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's come off the pedestal now, and that's how almost everything works, right?
Yeah.
But with that said, I think yeah, you've just also gotten unlucky. I mean, there's some definitely cute nurses in the ER.
And like.
None of the doctors have been very, like the residents. There's not a hot resident. I mean, there's like a couple like cute ones, but
even an OB, like I think there was 2 residents per year, 4-year program, so there was 8 residents, and all girls, and like none of them looked hot. They always had their hair tied up. They're always in scrubs. They always wear Crocs. They have like do-rags or whatever the hell they're called.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because they have to.
Like the hairnet type things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those aren't good.
Because they have to go into surgery all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And like when they're there for like 12 or 24-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't look good. So that kind of like ruins the whole doctor thing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if they were like pretty cute, you don't really get to see it that much.
Maybe like outside they'd be okay, but inside like.
But honestly, even if I picture these residents. And honestly, I bet these are some of the, elite, average or cuter than average residents out there. And even they wouldn't be that solid outside,
Yeah. It's weird. Like, I haven't seen many male residents. Like, I feel like the majority
There's not many. It's crazy, bro. And that's why I think one of the reasons, like, I'll talk to some of these attendings or residents, and they're just like, for some reason, I feel like they already are trying to help me out a little more than like the average person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I haven't even done anything yet.
We need more men in the field.
Yeah, they're like, especially every like white doctor or just like young male doctor or old male doctor. They're just like, Tucker, like, come help me here. It's so funny. Not even because they think I'm like more capable or anything, but they're just like, one of me. Like, we need more of you. Come.
There's 3 female sunlights, and they're like, okay, you're all very experienced. Tucker, come.
Right. No, I definitely, it's not even like a white male privilege. It's a male privilege in the ER because there's so few of us, which is not what you think it would be. I mean, even the girl residents, I think, give me a little bit of a bonus than like the other medical students who are girls, because there's just not many of me.
Girls don't want other girls working with them.
I think that's a thing too, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's weird.
I guess it depends, but like that leads me to think like, where are all the guy residents going? What did they match in if they're not doing like?
But here's the thing. I mean, we don't have the numbers, but I've heard that there are more girls going into medicine than males. So that's already.
Though. It's like maybe 52 to 48 for like girls to guys.
Oh really? Oh, okay, I thought it was more.
Maybe it might be more. Oh no! I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure it's
Because-
much more than that.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but these numbers might be like completely off. Don't quote me, but I think it was like 60% women, 40% men going to university, at least in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is in the States. And then so obviously like going to medicine would be at least that much.
Mm-hmm.
Just like taking people from like the random population.
In 20 years, when you go to the hospital, your nurse is gonna be probably a girl, and your doctor's probably gonna be
Man,
a
that's
girl,
scary.
and your ER tech is gonna be a girl,
That-
and the front desk lady is gonna be an
Ooh.
obese girl.
That terrifies me.
Why? Why? Why?
All right, we'll say that for the next
Alright,
time.
that's a great episode. Gabriel, tell us, say bye. No, why though? Just explain a little.
Wait, is this thing even working?
Yeah, it just went off.
Oh, okay. Because man, like, I like the good old days, you know, where you could like joke around with men in the locker room and stuff.
When did you even do that?
Nah, I'm just kidding. It sounds awesome, honestly. Like, you know, you don't have toxic masculinity because there's girls there to like break it up. And
What
like,
about toxic femininity? Is that
I don't
a
know
thing?
if that's a thing. Yeah.
Sometimes I think so. I don't know how to put it in words, but sometimes it's like, all right, every girl in here is talk shit about all the other girls in here.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like that's not good.
1000%. Especially in like med.
Like
where,
openly talking shit about girls to me, and I'm just like, okay, like what am I doing with this info?
It's like weird because I don't know how to explain it. Like girls just like talking shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's it.
I mean, do you have any theory as to why?
I don't know if I have a theory, but for the most part, I think girls just like having like something going on, and the thing that's going on is talking about other people. And like guys don't do that as much. Like guys more like, I don't know. This is gonna be super sexist.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Guys
here.
like to like joke around and just like have fun, and girls like to talk shit and shop, I guess. Like at the basic level.
Well,
I've never talked to a girl in my life, by the way, so I don't know about this. I don't know if this is true.
Yeah, Blake is gay. I have a theory.
Okay.
My theory of why girls talk shit, and not even talk shit, but just like get more involved in, what's it called when you're like, you have not like dirt on somebody, but like, I don't know. Girls are more involved in that because there was some kind of like evolutionary benefit back in the day. Like if you had some insider knowledge on these other people,
Yeah.
you knew how to use it in like a way that's like good. The one thing I don't get is why would anybody, guy or girl, spread knowledge that they know of some secret about somebody at all? Why wouldn't you use it yourself to your advantage? Why would you immediately share it to the next 5 people next to you?
Maybe.
I guess it makes you out to be like, oh, how she gets knowledge that other people don't get somehow.
I don't know. I feel like this is what my sister told me, and she said, girls help guys, but they don't help other girls, and guys help guys and girls. So maybe that's it. You know, they're helping guys. Like, okay, so I'm gonna help this guy, and he's gonna help me back, and he's gonna like protect or whatever. In like an evolutionary standpoint,
Sure.
of course.
But girls don't trust other girls to help them.
Yeah.
I mean, they must, right?
I don't know, man.
And it's almost like an obligation. Like, I feel like I'm friends with you, right? And I'll do something for you. In general, I know you're probably going to do some shit for me in the future, but, like, I don't expect something in return.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't expect you to, like, if I bake you a fucking cake sometime, I don't expect you to do something for me, such as bake me a cake in the
Obviously
future.
you're hinting at you want a cake, so.
No, but also think about it, and I'm about to talk to something very personal to you. I thought this was hilarious. Who would you say at SGU did more for anybody than anyone else?
Did more for anyone?
Yeah, just random, like, who gave the most gifts?
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 Are you pointing at someone?
Yeah, I'm indicating someone specifically that you know, I know.
I don't know. I would just.
Who gave more to anyone else in like that friend group that I was kind of a part of, and
In your friend group?
yeah, in that friend group, who gave more than anyone else, and who gave to just like a bunch of other people too, all the time, bro. I'm gonna tell you, and you're gonna be like, oh, no,
Who?
Angie or whatever.
Angie. I don't even know who that is.
Agnes? What did you call her before?
Her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
what
my
you're
guess.
indicating. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you constantly bake goods and give it to a bunch of people who, like, obviously only, like, care about you a little, if not almost none?
My God.
Why would you do that? There must be some benefit to that, right? It's like, oh, I guess I
Yeah.
owe her now. You know what I mean? If I accept this.
I don't understand it either, honestly, and I've asked, but
Because they,
Oh my God.
let's be real. Most of the people in that group, or just in general, who she gave gifts to, don't give a fuck about her. And she would consistently give those gifts.
I know.
And I just thought that was really funny.
So, I've brought that up
Uh-huh.
in like a less mean way than what you said.
Yeah. Well.
And like, I was helping her when like she did it one time. And I was literally asking her, I was like, why do you do this for these people? Like, you don't even like talk to them. Like, you haven't talked to them in like a month.
And if anyone is actually listening to this girl would she would bake like whatever, cookies and stuff, and then give it to this like big group of friends at our medical school. And yeah, and then they'd be like, "Oh, great,
It would
thank
be,
you."
like,
and
a lot, you
and it
know,
would be a
like,
lot,
extra.
like these really like nice baked gifts, and she would do it like I don't know, like every like 2 weeks, every month or
I
something.
don't know if it was every two. It was during like special
Yeah, I
occasions,
suppose.
like,
Okay, but either way, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going.
So I asked her, and she's like, she didn't do it for like anything in return.
Right.
And she's like, you know, I just like doing nice things for other people, and I get that because I do it too for people that I care about, and it's like, I'm gonna do this nice thing for you, and I want to see you happy. And so she wanted to do that too, but she just did it for the entire group. And I even asked her that, like, you're not close to all these people. And she's like, yeah, but so she wanted to give it to certain people.
But then you have
And
to
then-
do it for
Yeah,
everybody.
it's
right.
like they all sit together, and then they're gonna talk, so I have to give it to the
I
other
suppose.
people.
Yeah.
So that's how like got out of control, and then I had to be like, okay, just like fuck some of these people
Right.
because like you barely even see them. But yeah, I had the same thing, and I had the same concerns, but
And one thing that's unfortunate for girls is I think they have to do things like that. Whereas if let's say I wanted to make a baked good for you, my friend, I could just give it to you and no one would give a shit.
yeah, exactly.
But I could pick and choose people in the group and give it to them and be like, oh no, I'm closer to them. That's
Yeah.
why I'm doing this.
I
And
know.
people would be like, okay. But if a girl did that, I feel like there would be like, oh, we need to exodus her from this
Yeah.
group type thing. So that's not
It would
fair.
be completely different if a guy did it versus.
And honestly, when I do that, I think everyone respects me more for it if they see
Yeah.
it done. Like, oh, he knows who he cares about and who cares about him. That's very cool. But if a girl does that, it's like, get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and the thing was, there was one girl that she didn't like, and I was like, why are you giving to this girl? And she's like, oh, because, like, my position in the group is the baker. And so she started baking too. So she was like trying to take her position, so she like baked some stuff for her.
That's so
like,
funny.
I don't get it, man.
Bro, and that confirms that everything is like a hierarchical
Yeah,
thing.
it
Like,
is.
I mean, even like a baker in
I
a
know,
friend group.
it's like the dumbest thing ever.
But it's
like,
that's how shit goes, and it makes sense though. Like everything, like everyone thinks that like, oh, you know, everyone's, you know, very similar, and you know, we all care about each other in different like groups and stuff. It's like, okay, but I bet in that group everyone has a number for everybody. This person's number one, this person's number two,
You have
this
to.
person has this role, this person has that
Yeah.
role. Like, it's very specific.
It's very rare that doesn't happen, or like if there's one person, like in my group, all of us like one person the most, and everyone else was equal.
Mm-hmm.
So like that can happen.
Like
but...
Luke.
Why are you using names, man? You said no names.
Bro, there's a million Lukes. There's a million goddamn Lukes.
You also said the school.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna bleep that out. I don't even remember that.
I was gonna say we're not gonna give away any distinguishing features. First podcast we gave away SGU.
But that was bound to happen.
Yeah, it was. Well, at least
That's
now
easy.
we know.
That's easy to knock out though.
But I was so close to saying your name like a bunch of times,
Oh, really?
and I stopped, and then her name, and then his
Right.
name, and poor Gabriel, man, I almost
Yeah.
exposed him. I had to
I don't know
stop
why he's not
myself.
talking, but.
The guy that you said, or whatever, when you asked that question, who gives the most? I was gonna be like JL for sure.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
Jacob L.
Oh. That's just a funny one. That's not true.
It's psych advice on
Oh man.
Facebook
That okay,
comments.
that is funny.
He's
Dude, that's a whole nother story.
giving everyone what is it even called when you like relieve stress?
Masturbating?
No, not masturbating. He's like, making everyone happier by telling the entire school he's a virgin on Facebook
Oh
comments.
man. What a guy.
He's a god.
What a guy. He's like the mascot of our
Yeah.
school.
All right, let's end it there.
Okay.
I think that was a pretty good first podcast.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
We can-
I'm considering getting like full on microphones and shit, but I think we should do a little more of this type of thing.
Let's do more budget podcasts.
Right,
and
I
let's see
agree.
how it goes.
Right,
All right,
okay.
guys. I guess edit this. You know what? If you don't want to edit it, whatever. I'll just fucking throw it up. How many Blakes and whatever your name is
Right.
in SGU is there?
Right. Well, SG was there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like the school's very large.
Yeah.
I don't know. People would have to really do their homework to narrow it down.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Blake and
And Mark Ruffalo
signing off.
and Gabriel. Bye.
Yeah.